When you walk into the Scorsese exhibition at ACMI, you're greeted by this image of a man shaving his face with a razor and then slicing it along his neck. It's a really gory image, but it says violence in cinema. It's from Scorsese's 1967 film, The Big Shave. The exhibition, which I was so thrilled to have seen this week, was stocked with personal items. They'd recreated some of Scorsese's childhood living room, in fact, and really went into some depth with his family history. And then when you walk through, you see the films of Martin Scorsese, many of which are playing on the walls around you. They've selected scenes, and the You Talking to Me sequence from Taxi Driver had garnered a small crowd when I was there. There's just a huge amount of on-set photos, some of which I'd never seen before. It was fantastic to see. The amount of continuity photos as well. There were some really good ones from Raging Bull and just like The Wolf of Wall Street and stuff. The small notes, the handwritten notes on things, you know they're Martin Scorsese's words. You know, he's written on scripts and he's written on photos, and it's that personal touch that made this exhibition really seem fantastic. There's sketches from costume designers as well, and so many storyboards, which again, many were drawn by Martin Scorsese. There's ones for Mean Streets, and there's a title card for Raging Bull and another good one for Taxi Driver. Like every corner you turn, you get these small personal touches. The costumes I must tell you about, they had Cate Blanchett's outfit from The Aviator, as well as Gwen Stefani's outfit from The Aviator, and all the main characters from Hugo's outfits were there, and incredibly, the shorts and gloves from Raging Bull, which were fantastic to see in person. De Niro's Hawaiian shirt from New York, New York, again, right there hanging just above the section on the film. The personal touches continued, though, because there were letters. Jake LaMotta, who was the inspiration for Raging Bull, had written a handwritten letter to Martin Scorsese as well. Spielberg and Terry Malick, as his header says, had both written him letters, and so many more. They'd set up a boxing ring, and there was a whole section about film preservation. It really did show that Martin Scorsese is not only a amazing filmmaker and a natural, that he has a love for film. The preservation section and going into, you know, his interest and his childhood, you know, what he saw and so on, and where he came from. There was a small peek as well at Silence, his next film with Liam Neeson and Andrew Garfield, that we can look forward to reviewing soon for on the podcast. There was also a bouquet of flowers from Vertigo, which I you know, sort of was an odd thing to have, but Scorsese, again, being a fan of cinema, he had them. He'd collected them. My favourite things to see at the exhibition, I was a sucker for the costumes, and there were these Gangs of New York ones. Bill the Butcher's outfit was standing in the middle of a room facing Amsterdam's outfit. That's Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis's outfits. And there was this photo of the two of them from on set that really grabbed me. I stared at it for some time. It's just between takes, and you know they've just been running and charging and fighting each other. And it's just such an interesting moment in time where the two of them are just taking a moment. I also loved seeing his Palme d'Or from 1976 for Taxi Driver, which it had aged a little bit over time, but it was sort of amazing to see it sitting there, just happened to be part of the exhibition. If you're in Melbourne, you should definitely check it out. I know Lloyd wishes he could have checked it out already. He will get around to it, especially after he sees this video, but if you're in Melbourne, check out the ACMI's exhibition on Scorsese. It's fantastic for filmmakers and non-filmmakers alike.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Check out our podcast at www.podmeifyoucan.com.